What's up, beautiful people? Thank you so much for joining my channel, The Balanle Babe. Balanle means finds wealth at home, and that's exactly what we're about here on this channel. We are about budgeting, saving, and finding our wealth via our new cash envelope system. If you're new here, my name is Rita. Welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and being a part of my new budget family. Without further ado, let's get right into it, guys. All right, so for this video, it's going to be a quick one. I just wanted to come to you guys and do my March paycheck bill tracker with you guys. This is actually the Budget Moms template. And again, I just want to break down what my income is for this pay period. This is my first paycheck in March. And I want to just showcase what my bills are and how I break down the amount that I give myself for my cash envelopes and also for my sinking fund. So this paycheck came in to me on March 11th. If you did not know, I am paid bi-weekly on Thursdays actually, which is a little different. Most people are paid on Fridays. This video is a little late just because I have had a very hectic end of the week, a weekend, and start to the week, not to mention daylight savings time. And yeah, guys, it's just been a lot. So my apologies if this video is a little late. So for my March 11th paycheck, I actually, let's just write salary here because it is a salaried position. So I always budget for 100 less than my actual salary. That's just something personal that I do. It gives me comfort to have a buffer. Maybe as I become more experienced with cash envelope stuffing and $0 budgeting, then I'll take that buffer away. But for now, I like it. So I always budget for $1,837, but my actual is $1,937. And it is always that same amount, give or take a few cents. And what's going to be different about this one, guys, is that I'm actually going to pull in one of my side hustles, which is going to be my Macari shop. And I know in a previous video, I said I wasn't sure if I was going to ever stuff this money, but I did decide for this particular one that I wanted to go ahead and pull the money over. So there wasn't a budget for this, but my actual income from my Macari shop was $200. So when we total these two together, let's see, let me just make sure my calculations are correct. That gives us $2,137. So the first bill that we have is going to be TV. Now this is a streaming service, so it's not expensive at all. It's just going to be $10 that we budget for and $10 that's actual. This is not Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. It's a separate service that really we just use for the sports channels that it gets us. Then I have gym. I actually have not been there in a few weeks. I need to get there. That is pertinent, and that's $10 as well. Then we have my Amex card. So my Amex card is a nice hefty budget of $227, but it actually came to $233. My phone bill, this is actually where I was able to save some money this pay period because I budgeted for $123, and guys, it only came to $50. I was so confused when I saw this, and I actually am still a little confused. When I went to pay my bill, it said that I had unused credits on my account, and I have no idea what credits they're talking about, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to fight it, nor am I going to inquire about it. That's about a $70 savings right there. So you guys will see what I do with that $70 saved in my next video when I do my cash stuffing. Okay, so the next bill is going to be stocks. So as you guys have heard me say before, we do set aside some money. Me and my husband will match each other. Sometimes he goes a little bit higher than a match, but we are doing $75. And this is probably going to go to purchasing a share of the Roblox stock. I'm not an expert in stocks. That is my husband. I did get a few questions from you guys like, can I do videos on stocks and investing and things of that sort? I'm still learning myself, so definitely bear with me. But my husband, yeah, he's the expert in this. He's been investing for a long time and he's actually pretty good at it. So Roblox stock went public, like 2 weeks ago? And we're excited because our kids are obsessed. Anyway, definitely check it out if you're interested in stocks, because right now it is only about $70 a share to buy into that stock. All right, so next we are going to do our security. So security is my security system, obviously, but it's not just my monitoring fee. This is also including some equipment fees that we have. So for instance, some of the cameras that we're paying off and things of that sort, that we have financed together with the monitoring, it comes to $120. Then this is not a normal bill, but it's just something that's due right now, is my vehicle registration. So I have to go ahead and get that updated. For 1 year, it's going to be $50. Subscription services. This is anything from, Netflix to Disney Plus to, oh my gosh, just any of those little subscription services. Some things that I use for my business, like Canva, also fall within this bill, but I just lump them all together, and that's also going to be $50. And then we have our home chef, which is me and my husband. We get home chef 3 times a week. We really enjoy it, and it really works with our budget too, and just spices things up 3 nights a week so that we get to have our fancy meals that the kids typically won't eat anyway. And so it's just a nice balance. And that is actually really it for this bill cycle. The only other thing that I do want to just write on here is my buffer, just so that you guys can actually make sense of how my numbers come together. And again, this is just $100 that I keep in my checking account just as a buffer. So when we total all of this together, let's go ahead and do it on our calculator here. That's going to give us a total of $822. All right, so when we subtract that from our 2,137, that leaves us with $1,315 left over to stuff. And this is probably the most that I've ever stuffed on my channel so far, I think. And again, that's really just because I pulled over the $200 in Macari money, and then we saved that $70 in bills. So it was a little less than expected, which kind of gave us this bigger cushion to play with for our cash envelopes and our sinking funds. So when we come down here for our cash envelopes, we have that $1,315 to work with. The first cash envelope that we have is, of course, groceries, because everybody has to eat. And we give ourselves $150. And this is for a 2-week period. So it's about $75 a week. And mind you, don't forget that we are still getting home chef 3 nights a week up here. Then for home, we give ourselves $30. Gas, we also give ourselves $30 as well. Spend, we are going to give ourselves, $45. I usually just do 40, but because we have this odd number here, I just want to kind of even it out a little bit. And then the last cash envelope is coffee. And just like last week, I'm going to give myself 5 because I really haven't been stopping by Dunkin' Donuts. I actually live right next door to Starbucks, which for some people would probably be terrible. And when I say I live next door, I mean like I can walk out of my front door in my PJs if I wanted to and pick up my coffee. It's really convenient. However, I'm not a Starbucks girl, guys. I'm a Dunkin' girl. So leave a comment below and let me know, are you team Starbucks or team Dunkin'? I'm really curious. Okay, so in regards to sinking funds, I actually am not gonna fill in my sinking funds here. I like this template from the Budget Mom. However, I just have way too many sinking funds. So what I ended up doing was just typing them out on this spreadsheet here. And as you guys can see, I have a ton. So I'm just gonna go through really quickly and let you guys know how I parsed out my money. And actually, I didn't calculate for you. We did the 1,315, and I just know off the top of my head that these cash envelope totals come to 300. So that leaves us with $1,015 to use for our sinking funds. I'm just gonna double check my math here. Of course. Trust yourself, girl. Okay, so sinking funds. So we already just went over this. This is my cash envelopes here, and this is just my cash breakdown. I'm gonna let you guys glance at that. I'm not gonna go through that with you guys because you'll see it when I do my cash stuffing. But over here on sinking funds, so treat yourself is actually a new category that I added in my high priority binder. You guys are probably gonna think that I'm adding a new folder or envelope every single time I do a video, but you know, I'm still figuring out what works best for me in my system. So just disregard if you see lots of changes happening in my first couple of videos because I'm just figuring things out. However, I wanted to start giving myself some money that's just for me. Everybody else has an envelope, but me, I deserve one too. So I created one and it's gonna get $30. And then my personal savings is technically just my emergency savings account. So that's going to get 20. Debt is going to get 600 this time. And the reason I'm doing 600 instead of my normal 500 is just because I added in that Macari money and I want to, again, just debt snowball as much as I can. Challenge this week is going to be $60. My joint money or joint account with my husband, I'm gonna put $20 into that. We did kind of figure out what we're using this envelope for. Definitely watch my next cash stuffing video to figure out what we talked about with this. My kids, each of them is going to get $20, which that equals 60. Beauty is going to get $20. Birthdays is getting 25 this week. Holidays, 15. Social outings, 20. Travel, 10. Pets is going to be getting 45 because my cat has some additional expenses this week. Kids allowance, they're going to get 20. School will be 30. My son finally got a back to school date. Again, I'm not going to hold my breath. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed because this is the 4th date that they've given us and they've always canceled a few days before. So hopefully he actually goes back this time. And the reason it's only my middle son and not my daughter, my oldest daughter as well, is because it's only kindergarten through 2nd grade that they are phasing back into in-person learning. So I'll talk about that in my cash stuffing video. My oh shit fund is going to get $10. And then that $70 that we saved in our phone bill, no, it wasn't our phone bill. What was it? Yes, it was. It was our phone bill. So that $70, we are actually going to use that to stuff our March Madness envelope. So because I'm paid bi-weekly, we're already like halfway through the month, but this is my first opportunity to stuff March Madness. And so I'm glad that I was left with so much money to do so. All right, so if you guys are interested in seeing me stuff all of this money, definitely head over and watch my next video that will be uploaded immediately after this one. Again, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.